Incredible magazines about the fact that I want to have a 10th child so my wife will have something to remember me by.
Michael Landon spent decades playing some of television's most beloved fathers. To millions of viewers, he represented kindness, family values, and unwavering strength. Whether he was riding across the Ponderosa in Bonanza or guiding his family through hardship in Little House on the Prairie, he seemed like the perfect role model. But behind the cameras, the reality was far more complicated. And according to actress Karen Grassle, the woman who played Caroline Ingalls, working alongside Michael Landon eventually became one of the most painful experiences of her career. Before we dive into that story, make sure to subscribe to Prestige Buzz and turn on the bell notification so you never miss our latest stories about Hollywood legends and the secrets behind the scenes. Long before he became Michael Landon, he was born Eugene Maurice Orowitz in Forest Hills, New York, in 1936. His childhood was marked by instability, emotional turmoil, and family struggles that would leave lasting scars. Raised by a Jewish father and a Roman Catholic mother, Landon worked hard to honor his heritage. As a boy, he rode his bicycle long distances to study Hebrew and prepare for his bar mitzvah. But despite his dedication, he often felt like an outsider. At home, things were even worse. One traumatic event stayed with him forever. During a family trip to the beach, Landon's mother walked into the ocean intending to take her own life. The young boy rushed into the water and pulled her back to safety. What shocked him most was that afterward she acted as if nothing had happened. The experience haunted him for years. The emotional stress became overwhelming. According to accounts later shared by Landon, he struggled with bedwetting well into childhood. To make matters worse, his mother reportedly hung his sheets outside where others could see them, leaving him humiliated and desperate to hide his shame. Despite the pain, Landon found success in athletics. In high school, he became an outstanding javelin thrower and earned a scholarship to the University of Southern California. It looked like sports would be his future. Then everything changed. A serious shoulder injury ended his athletic dreams and forced him to leave college. Suddenly, he needed a new direction in life. That direction became Hollywood. Landon moved to Los Angeles and took a job near Warner Brothers Studios, hoping opportunity might eventually find him. It did. A talent agent noticed him and suggested that Eugene Maurice Orowitz wasn't exactly a memorable stage name. After searching for alternatives, Michael Landon was born. The name change proved to be the beginning of something extraordinary. His breakout role came in the 1957 cult horror film I Was a Teenage Werewolf. The movie became a sensation among young audiences and transformed Landon into a rising star almost overnight. But true superstardom arrived in 1959 when he was cast as Little Joe Cartwright in Bonanza. The Western became one of television's biggest hits, and Landon quickly emerged as the fan favorite. Viewers loved his charm, charisma, and youthful energy. Behind the scenes, Bonanza gave Landon something he had rarely experienced growing up, a sense of family. He became especially close to co-star Lorne Greene, who served as a father figure in his life. But the years also brought heartbreak. The sudden death of co-star Dan Blocker devastated him and remained one of the deepest losses he ever experienced. As Bonanza dominated television ratings, Landon's influence grew. He negotiated greater creative control, began writing and directing episodes, and became one of NBC's most valuable stars. Yet success came with complications. His personal life started unraveling. His first marriage ended amid reports of infidelity, and he soon married Lynn No. At the same time, stories about his growing ego and clashes with colleagues became increasingly common. Still, his career only continued to rise. In 1974, Michael Landon launched what would become another television phenomenon, Little House on the Prairie. The series introduced audiences to Charles and Caroline Ingalls and quickly became one of the most beloved family dramas in television history. Landon wasn't just the star. He was also the executive producer, writer, and director. In many ways, Little House was his kingdom. Karen Grassle entered that kingdom as Caroline Ingalls. At the time, she was relatively unknown. Landing the role felt like a dream come true. For her audition, she followed instructions to appear simple and natural. She purchased a modest dress, minimized her makeup, and fully embraced the image of a hard-working pioneer mother. The moment Landon saw her performance, he reportedly knew she was right for the role. Soon, filming began in California, and the cast formed strong bonds. Grassle became especially close with the child actors, including Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura Ingalls. During those early years, Grassle viewed Landon as supportive and encouraging. He helped her adjust to television acting and made her feel welcome on set. But as the show became more successful, things started to change. The turning point came when Grassle requested a salary increase. By then, Little House on the Prairie was a major hit. Grassle believed she deserved compensation that reflected her importance to the series. According to her later accounts, Landon strongly disagreed. She claimed he argued that her pay should remain closer to what the child actors earned rather than what a leading adult performer might expect. The disagreement deeply hurt her. From that moment on, their relationship became strained. Grassle later said she felt Landon began minimizing her importance to the show. She believed he reduced some of Caroline Ingalls' storylines and limited her opportunities on screen. Whether intentional or not, she felt increasingly marginalized. But the tension wasn't limited to creative decisions. In her memoir, Grassle described moments that she found humiliating and painful. She claimed Landon sometimes mocked her appearance during screenings and made comments that left her feeling embarrassed in front of crew members. She also recalled crude jokes and behavior on set that made her uncomfortable. For Grassle, speaking out wasn't easy. Hollywood in the 1970s was very different from today. Many actresses felt pressure to remain silent rather than challenge powerful men who controlled major productions. So she continued working. She focused on professionalism, performed her role, and tried to navigate the difficult environment as best she could. Meanwhile, Landon's own personal life was once again collapsing. After nearly 2 decades of marriage to Lynn No, he began a relationship with much younger makeup artist Cindy Clarico. The affair became public and created enormous controversy. Friends, co-stars, and even members of his television family struggled with the situation. Melissa Gilbert later admitted that she felt caught between her affection for Landon and her sympathy for his wife and children. The scandal damaged Landon's public image and cost him endorsement deals. For many fans, it became increasingly difficult to reconcile the wholesome father figure they saw on television with the choices he was making in real life. Yet Landon continued working. After Little House ended, he found success again with Highway to Heaven, portraying a compassionate angel helping people through difficult moments. Once more, audiences embraced him. But tragedy was approaching. In April 1991, Landon began experiencing severe health problems. Doctors soon delivered devastating news. He had advanced pancreatic cancer. The disease had already spread, leaving few treatment options. Despite the diagnosis, Landon refused to give up. He publicly discussed his illness, appeared on The Tonight Show, and spoke openly about his determination to fight. For a brief time, there was hope. But the cancer moved quickly. On July 1, 1991, Michael Landon died at his home in Malibu, California. He was only 54 years old. The news shocked millions. Fans mourned the loss of a man who had become one of television's most recognizable faces. For many, it felt like losing a member of their own family. But Landon's legacy has always been complicated. He was undeniably talented. He helped create some of television's most memorable shows and characters. He inspired audiences around the world and built a career that few actors could ever match. At the same time, those closest to him often described a man filled with contradictions. He could be generous and difficult, warm and intimidating, loving and deeply flawed. Karen Grassle's story reflects that complexity better than almost any other. While she never denied Landon's talent or the opportunities he helped create, she also spoke honestly about the pain she experienced working with him. Thankfully, their story did not end in bitterness. Before Landon's death, the two were able to reconcile. They made peace with one another, allowing old wounds to finally begin healing. Looking back years later, Grassle expressed gratitude that they had found that closure. Perhaps that's what makes Michael Landon's story so fascinating. He wasn't simply a hero. He wasn't simply a villain. He was a complicated human being shaped by childhood trauma, extraordinary success, personal failures, and relentless ambition. And in the end, the man behind the television legend proved to be every bit as emotional, messy, inspiring, and unforgettable as the characters he played on screen. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Prestige Buzz, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss another deep dive into Hollywood's most fascinating lives and hidden stories.